connection drop. Sorry about that, guys. But either way, Opops did go in onto Yellow Paco. Not too much happening there. So yeah, I am on Time Warner Cable. Do want to give a shout out to them. Thank you, base Time Warner Cable gods. I hope everything stays fine. I don't have any drop frame rates or anything, so everything should be fine. Not sure why that happened. We'll figure it out if it happens again. Hopefully it doesn't. Either way, what's done is done. Not much happening in the lanes yet. Looks like Jahoney actually going to go back. Not going to gank a lane yet. Meanwhile, Big Brawly going to be hanging around the race. Might be looking to gank a lane. I'm actually surprised we didn't see a 3-minute gank. Usually we do see him on the top lane, especially top lane as it is an island until the jungler comes through. And Renekton, well, I guess Famin is pretty overextended at this point. Has a ward in the tri-bush in the top lane, but I mean, still could be ripe for a gank from a Vault Breaker. Anyway, he's going to stay up there. He's shoving Small Brawly to his turret, so gonna deny him a little bit of CS due to the turret. He's taking an early lead up there. He is uncontested. He did start a Doran's Blade. Meanwhile, Small Brawly started a Doran's Shield. He's gonna board that tri-bush in kind. Noticing there hasn't been a gank up there yet. Probably expecting one pretty soon. Both of them do have the Ignite on top lane, so there's not going to be any teleport split pushing. Well, there may be split pushing, but there's not going to be any teleports coming in. Any team. Sometimes you do see them in the top laners. These two, Shyvana and Renekton, more known for their brawling, I'm gonna kill you style. So not looking to split push, not looking to take advantage of surprise teleports during dragon fights or anything of the sort. And here's him being shoved up to tower again. He did lose 1 CS there, and that is slowly keeping him down. He's down 10 CS. Actually has used both of his health pots so far. It looks like Big Brawly getting the Flash Vault Breaker. Actually misses the Flash Vault Breaker, and Metal Chocobo getting quite a bit of damage put onto him, but he's gonna live. Jahoney is there to try to soak up some of the minion waves and just guard the mid lane tower. Pretty much at a standstill in top lane. I haven't seen these two top laners and actually take on each other in a while. I've been seeing a lot more resurgence of Rises and Aatroxes actually. Thank you to the actually Yellow Paco getting thrown into a yellow Ural Snap Trap. Actually, he does get ignited onto, and it's like Opop's gonna pick the kill with his shield proc. So has a kill going over to the bot lane. So that's actually 1-1 for We Can Twerk's bot lane. Pick up a kill onto Yellow Paco. Decided not to use the exhaust, so he does have it. Did blow his flash though. So Takchi needs to stay a little bit careful in the bot lane while Yellow Paco makes his way back. Does have the Frost Queen's claim, so he's looking to poke a bit more. Meanwhile, Opops decided to get the Ancient Coin. Gonna be more of the engaging support once it gets into once it's upgraded to a Talisman of Ascension. So Famin's playing the top lane very well. Like I said, shoving the minion wave to the turret and denying Small Brawly some minions. And like I said, pressuring him quite a bit. But Big Brawly gonna go up top. I'm gonna switch up there. There's a Vault Breaker. Does land. Famin trying to slice out of there. He does get the slice. He doesn't get the dice though. He does flash along with blowing his Dominus. So Summoner down, Ultimate down. His Ignite is up though, so he can still come back there. He actually has quite a bit of money in the bank, 1,500. He can go back, pick up a decent item, start building into some of his tankiness, or even his wave clear. If he does pick up pickaxe, more than likely gonna go into that Ravenous Hydra early on, or at least the Tiamets. For more of the wave clear and dueling potential, as he's already beating Small Brawly in these small trades, so he's gonna shove that advantage even more. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Blaster 828, he's leading the CS. In fact, everyone except for Jungle, of course, leading the CS game over on We Can Twerk. As Deanbot is taking advantage. He did shove Metal Chocobo back a little bit earlier, and there's actually Final Spark coming out, going to help him farm the wave a little bit. So yeah, Metal Chocobo not really winning the CS lane there, but I mean, that's kept from dying. And it looks like Big Brawly looking to hang out bot lane here. He does have Assault and Battery up. He's at level 6 now. He doesn't have his Flash, but with Vault Breaker and Assault and Battery, you don't really need it too much to get what you need. They're just looking for, I think they're waiting for O-Pops to hit level 6, and once they do, a Solar Flare more than likely is going to come down. They're going to charge the Vault Breaker, and the camera goes to the top lane, not sure why, but Big Brawly isn't going to find anything. He's actually going to Vault Breaker right over to a ward, and meanwhile, actually, Deanbot makes his way down to the bot lane as well. Famine going to be dueling Small Brawly and gets a better half of him here. Almost half health is his life bar here. Small Brawly going full tanky so far with the Giant's Belt and the cloth armor. And like I said, Famine going the full offensive with Pickaxe and the, well, the tie-in start, I should say. He's getting the better end of this one. He does have that decent sustain from Cole the Meek on his Q. It's helping him out quite a bit. Not to mention, he's been chucking some health pots up there as well. So no ganks really coming through. Jahoney is level 7, past level 6 obviously, does have Paranoia up. I'm surprised I haven't seen any ganks from Final Boss and Company's Jahoney's Nocturne. Usually do see Nocturnes be a little bit more heavy, show their presence a little bit more in lane, I should say, once they hit level 6. You do have that Paranoia, you have a great ganking potential. There is a pause coming out. Not really sure who that's by. I do block my chat. I do have the chat down, so you never know what these guys are going to say. You don't want to broadcast it on a stream. Wait, pause coming out. Do know sometimes connection over in Hawaii is a little unstable. Of course, then again, you saw me have a little bit of connection issues earlier on. Glad that hasn't happened. Thank you, Time Warner Cable. I didn't mean any ill will from what I said earlier. You guys are great. In fact, I'll pay my bill soon. Either way, game going back on. Small Brawly. He's going to try to do what he can. Like I say, he's 15 CS down. He's hanging in there, I guess. That is one thing about top laners, though, is that you really don't have to be do extraordinarily well, especially these two top laners. These two top laners are good for just staying in team fights, doing as much damage over time as possible, and just being in the face, being a wall. Oh, Big Brawly hanging out bot lane again. See some Deja Vu coming along, but that is one thing about top laners, that you don't really have to do extraordinarily well to transition from laning phase to team fight phase. So I think Small Brawly is going to be alright, despite the 20 CS down right now. Either way, there's the Assault and Battery coming out. Paranoia coming out as well. O-Pops is going to throw out the Solar Flare, but Jahoney picks up a kill onto Big Brawly. Blaster 828 reciprocating that with a kill onto Yellow Paco, I should say. O-Pops is low on health. He's walking over a ward, so they have vision on him. It looks like Jahoney is pretty low as well. I don't know who. I think Blaster 828 can actually win this duel. He doesn't have very much mana, though, but does have his barrier. Of course, so does Tekshi. And they're just going to back off. Live to fight another day. Yeah, Blaster 828 has 2,200 in the bank right now. It's not enough for a Bloodthirster, but enough for a BF Sword. And that's going to increase the power quite a bit, but he's actually going to stay and farm a little bit more as well. O-Pops went back, though. So that was a kill for a kill, though it was a support for a jungler in that bot lane. So, I mean, I guess you could say the actual advantage did go over to Final Boss and Company. And that Paranoia was there just in time for Jahoney. Final Boss and Company to get something out of that. So it looks like Small Brawly is actually starting to come back in the top lane as far as dueling. He can farm underneath turret now. He's at that point. And of course I say that, he does miss a CS, but he's going to pick up most of it there. So yeah, Small Brawly's hitting that point. Does have Dragon's Ascent. Hasn't used it yet. Still down. Actually, Famine is increasing the CS lead over Small Brawly. A little bit over 25 CS lead now. Was just 20 a few seconds ago. A minute ago, actually. So he is increasing that. I mean, actually looks like Big Brawly going to come up to the top lane, help him out. And there is no ward. Famine did not see that. Assault Battery is not up, but there is a Vault Breaker land onto him. Dragon's Ascent and the Ignite gets thrown down. Dominus being popped, but he's a Flash going to get in the range of Small Brawly. More likely to pick up a kill. And there's Big Brawly picking up a kill. No, the turret is going to take out Famine. He got minion blocked. He couldn't get out. The Ignite was ticking down from Famine. So that was a kill for a kill in the top lane. Both top laners going down. And that was a great situation for Famine. He's already up. Yeah, he's already up in CS. He's up in experience right now. He's the best that could happen out of something like that is to trade a kill, and that was actually pretty advantageous for him. There's a light binding landing onto Deanbot. But either way, it's going to prompt Final Boston Company to pick up an early dragon at 12 minutes and 40 seconds. First dragon of the game going over to Final Boston Company. Big Brawly hanging out. I don't think he's going to have to do too much from there. Pops is going to just take out the pink ward, get himself a little bit of gold. 30 gold to be exact. He does have that Sightstone now. Has switched over to the Lin Sweeper, but so has Yellow Paco. Yellow Paco is also upgraded to the Frost Fang. Meanwhile, Opop's still hanging out with that Ancient Coin. Hasn't upgraded to the Nomad's Medallion yet. He's yet to get the Talisman Ascension. Decided to get a little bit more vision control in that bot lane as well. Either way, oh, there's a Flash Tibbers coming out from Yellow Paco alone. Paranoia going right onto Blaster 828, and he actually gets feared and taken out by Takchi. Opop's on the run now, trying to lead him into a Yordle Snap Trap. Doesn't catch anybody. Does catch Takchi, I take that back, but the pursuit was already done. Very well-timed gank. Paranoia coming out on the bot lane. Flash Tibbers also locking up the synergy pick comp that that Final Boston Company does have. Kind of relieve some pressure in the bot lane. Blaster 828 is ahead in CS. Has 2 kills also, and that was his first death of the game. So it was a decent amount of pressure relief. They were a little bit overextended, but that's one of the better things about having a Nocturne in your team is that you, even if you're not overextended, or even if you have wards around so you feel comfortable overextending, Paranoia is outside of ward range, so you can still gank pretty effectively. Wards are you have to kind of ward very far out to ward against a Nocturne. Final Boston Company taking advantage of that to pick up a kill in the bot lane. So, actually, fun fact, Honey, this is the I think it's a 4.5 patch. It does have that Wriggles Lantern. Going to be going into that feral item. Honestly, excuse my ignorance. Actually forgot what it's called. We'll figure it out in a second. Because Jahuni is going to be using it, he does have that extended ward range. Oh yeah, Feral Flare, that's what it's called. Whenever he kills 25 large monsters. So yeah, he actually does have that extended ward range on the Feral Flare. I believe that's how it goes. And the basic attacks do the extra 100 damage, and give some health back to the jungler, which is always helpful. It is an alternative now. Oh, there's a big Brawly onto the mid lane. Oh, the Zanya, is it going to be enough? It actually doesn't dodge the death mark, but it dodges most of the damage to increase the death mark. Either way, Jahuni there, right place, right time. Paranoia is not up, though, so they can't go back in onto this one. Metal Chocobo picking up that Zanya is the first big item. Saved his life there. It did block out most of the increased damage from the death mark. So we have some pretty big CS numbers in the mid lane in general. Metal Chocobo trying to keep up with Deanbot. Deanbot is CSing pretty well, but it's only about a 9 gold back. But either way, there's some turret dive in the top lane here. Big Brawly up there to assist Small Brawly. I don't think Ignite's going to be enough. Is the minions going to do it? No, they're not. Feynman, he's going to be on the run here. I don't think he's going to get away from this. So chunks Big Brawly quite a bit, but it's not going to be enough. His health bar was a little bit too low from the turret dive, and he gives a kill and assist over to Big and Small Brawly respectively. So that was a win in the top lane for Weekend Twerk. And the gold gap's not too much right now, although Final Boston Company with that with the dragon control and the extra kills, well, the extra kills beforehand, they have been able to secure about a 1k gold lead right now. Like I said, not too much. A little too early for that to be a huge difference. Either way, oh, there's a light binding landing onto Deanbot. Jahuni is in the mid lane, does have his Paranoia up, but Deanbot's a little bit too close to his turret to really make much of a difference right now. Meanwhile, Big Brawly trying to find something in this bot lane, hasn't been able to do it too successfully as Jahuni has been there every time. But he is a little bit out of range this time. He's going to have to back off though. Yellow Paco's doing a great job keeping the bush warded. So that way they at least have an idea. Big Brawly's there. But either way, Solar Flare and Assault and Batteries along with Xenoplay going on to Yellow Paco. They're focusing him hard. Built over Peacemaker. Let's pick up the kill. There's Paranoia going on onto Opop's. Big Brawly going back in with the Vault Breaker. Tekji does pick up the kill onto that one. Blaster 828. Oh, there's Final Spark from out of nowhere. Metal Chocobo picks up the kill onto Blaster 828. And Johoney gonna finish off Opops. That was a 3-for-1. The mid lane roam from Metal Chocobo not being caught up with Deanbot. And the Final Spark was just at the right spot. That was just on the edge. Did net them a net Metal Chocobo kill. So Small Brawly has been making his way, did make his way to the mid lane.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Did make his way to the mid lane. Try to siege into this mid lane turret. Meanwhile, Famine in the top lane, being left by himself, ended up taking out the top lane turret. There's another turret that went down somewhere. I think it was actually bot lane, yeah. Final Boston Company ended up taking out Weekend Twerk's bot lane turret. So 3 turrets went down almost simultaneously in the last minute, or last, I guess 10 seconds actually, I should say. Dragon's going to be up in about 15 seconds. Final Boston Company doing a great job using their comp to their advantage right now. Have been able to catch picks, use the paranoia to pretty successful use right now. And it looks like the Dragon is up, but Final Boston Company do have vision on it. It's going to be engaged by Weekend Twerk though. Famine, Takji, and Metal Chocobo are going to make their way over there. And actually, this is going to be a 5v5. Everything is all set in stone here. Solar Flare catches out 2 of them. There's Dragon's Ascent going in. Deathmark. Here comes the wombo combo from Weekend Twerk. But Famine going to be able to take out Opops. Is it going to be enough though? Famine, pretty high health bars. Big Brawly not doing too much here. The Coley coming out onto Small Brawly, trying to pick up a kill there. Does not though. So support for support so far. Looks like everyone's going to be backing off, but the health bars on Final Boston Company sustain themselves quite a bit there, and were able to take out, or able to engage back onto this Dragon. This is one of the big things about having a Vi in jungle and not going tanky. It's going straight damage, and Big Brawly's health bar is melting pretty fast in these team fights. I thought the wombo combo was going to come out from Weekend Twerk, and it looked like they were going to do quite a number here either way. Takji chunking Blaster 828 quite a bit, showing the power of that Bloodthirster and Sheen. Oh yeah, and Tibbers was not even used in that fight, by the way. Tibbers is up, was not used, so that was a big chunk of damage. Not even being set onto Weekend Twerk. Yellow Paco did fall before he was able to have a chance to do it, as he got caught by the Solar Flare along with Johoney, and then immediately jumped onto. Which, I mean, you have to wonder, I don't know if that was a good decision or not. I mean, you do negate the AoE stun that that Final Boston Company has in the form of that anti-Tibber stun, but, I mean, Famine got in the face. He is tanky, but he also has a lot of damage. Spectral Cow and Warden's Mail giving him the tankiness, but he's had quite a bit of damage with the Tiamat. He has, I think, 2 auto attack resets right now with his Ruthless Predator and Tiamat activation. So he can dish out a lot of damage in a very short amount of time if he times the skill set right. Meanwhile, Johoney going that tankiness that I was wondering. They do have a decent front line with Nocturne and the Renekton. We saw it just a second ago play out, and Johoney's been able to survive every team fight, every skirmish so far. 2-0-5, has that Feral Flare now as well. So I'm just gonna give him a little bit more damage onto his auto attacks, but like I said, also has that Randuin, so it's going to help a lot against a Zed and against a Blaster 828. Yellow Paco getting caught out here, and everything's being put down onto him by Big Brawly, and he actually soloed that one. Ace in the Hole came out, but it's going to go right onto a very short cooldown. Yellow Paco getting caught out a little bit there, trying to ward. And that's actually an interesting pickup. He does have the distortion on the boots of mobility, so it's going to have that flash up a little bit quicker for Tibbers. Not to mention the exhaust. I believe that also gets the exhaust. Gets the exhaust up as well, doesn't it? No. It's just teleport, flash, and ghost. So it's just going to have the flash up, but that is one of the primary summoner you want for an Annie. It's the Flash Tibbers. Either way, 4-man strong in for Final Boston Company in the mid lane. We can Twerk swung around to the bot lane, picking up their second turret of the game, and it's 2-2 for turrets. But Final Boston Company gonna look to make it 3 for 2 turrets. Don't worry, I got this. They did pick up a turret there. Paranoia coming out onto Big Brawly. There's a Solar Flare going to be catching out a couple people there, but there's the Wombo combo. There's the Final Spark picking up a double kill for Metal Chocobo and chucks the health bar of Blaster 828. He has to back out, and that's the inner mid lane turret going down in favor of Final Boston Company. It's 4 turrets to 3. As Small Brawly did pick up the top lane turret, but now the inhibitor turret going down in favor of Final Boston Company. They're prioritizing objectives very well, using the actually they had them locked in very well into this little passage right in between the turret, and that was very well played by Final Boston Company, because you want them blocked into small passages. Like I said, Final Boston Company has a great team comp for picking people out, or even jungle team fight in the jungle, because you have Metal Chocobo with a Final Spark there. You have the calling. You have a Yellow Paco who thrives with everyone being clumped up as well with the Tibbers. So I mean, that was just great. I guess you say tunneling, leading We Can Twerk into a narrow passage, stunning them, and then getting the Final Spark off. Did quite a bit of damage. Like I said, picked up Metal Chocobo, a double kill out of that one. It's 302 right now, down in CS compared to his counterpart in Dean Bot, but it doesn't even matter now. I think the gold's actually in the favor with all the objective control going over to Final Boston Company. 5 turrets to 3. They've extended that gold lead to 4K right now. 10 kills to 8. Oh, there's actually a bottom inner lane turret going down in favor of We Can Twerk. I think that was actually just the minions picking that up. So I mean, they did. It's 5 turrets to 4 now, which is 5 turrets to 3. But it's not gonna go, but. Either way, Dragon's going to be up in about a minute. With how fast-paced this game is, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Baron dance coming out in about 5 minutes. We'll see how it turns out here. We Can Twerk. Looks like I'm looking to hide out in the jungle right now. Oh, and does go on to Jahuni and Yellow Paco. The Tibbers comes out. It's not going to be enough. Exhaust going down on Dean Bot. He's going to wait to use his Death Mark. Jahuni getting taken quite low. The calling coming out and going to drive Small Brawly back. Metal Chocobo's there as well. Health bars blinking on both sides right now. Takche, there's the death mark coming out onto Takche. He actually gets stunned down. Famine picks up a kill onto Opops. Deanbot not going to be doing enough, but he shadows back in, picks up a kill. Paranoia coming out on Deanbot. Big Brawly is there, but it's not going to be enough. Blaster 828 has disengaged from this fight. It's going to be a duel between the jungles right now. It looks like Jahuni's going to be falling under that one. Metal Chocobo doesn't have too much damage onto him, or doesn't have too much on the health bar right now. Blaster 828 came back in, decided to do a little bit more poking. And that fight actually went in favor of We Can Twerk. That was about I think that was a 4 for 2. I believe it was a 4 for 2 overall, because I believe Opops did fall and has respawned since then. There's no wards coming out. Actually, yeah, there's a ward coming out from Final Boston Company. So they do have vision on this dragon, but it's not going to be able to be enough for them to get a Final Spark off. Final Spark's not even up right now. So that was the first dragon of the game, going over to We Can Twerk. They did win that team fight, catching out Final Boston Company in the jungle and got the surprise attack onto them. So that did bring the gold gap up to about 1.3k from the 4k. So things are starting to turn around for We Can Twerk. We'll see if they can continue to push that advantage. That team fight is exactly what they need. There are 2 Randuins on the side of We Can Twerk. They're getting tankier. They're getting, especially that Vi, Big Brawly, getting tanky. They have the Elder Lizard and Brutalizer to start with, but health bar melting a little bit too fast earlier, and now it's going to be sustaining just a hair longer. Small Brawly getting caught out here, but Jahuni may also be getting caught out here, although Big Brawly's the only one there to back up the damage. And it looks like We Can Twerk is split right now. Opops is there. There's Dragon's Ascent coming back in onto him. Solar Flare catches out 2 members. Final Spark not going to find its mark on too many members of We Can Twerk. And this is going heavily in the favor of We Can Twerk. Their health bars are not falling whatsoever. Famin is in a bad position here. So is Jahuni. They're just 2v5ing everybody right now. I don't know if they can pick up a kill. It looks like they cannot. Actually, no, Blaster 828 did fall into that one. Famin going to try to find another kill, but that is an ace going over to We Can Twerk. I hope there's applause in the audience right now. That was a beautiful team fight from Weak and Twerk. And they, yeah, like I said, they pinched in Final Boss and Company quite well there. It looks like it wasn't going to go in their favor, but Dragons of Sin is able to shove everyone back. And this is going to be a two-man Baron. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. Yeah, nothing really, wasn't really much to back up that, that Baron. And I think the inhibitor respawned and actually went back down due to minions in that exchange. So the inhibitor's still down in for Weak and Twerk, but they are heading gold now. They are heading gold and kills. Yellow Paco doing what he can to clear out some wards. He actually got rid of that Frostfang gold item and picked up Talisman Ascension for the extra engage. Opops has finished Talisman Ascension as well. There's quite a few wards being thrown down by Yellow Paco. Only one sweeper on Opops. That's all he can have, of course. Doesn't have the Oracle's Lin sweeper yet. Could have used it there, picked up 2 extra wards if he wanted to. There's a lot of wards coming out from Final Boss and Company. They are putting a lot of emphasis around this Baron right now, and for good reason. So there's going to be a Baron fight pretty soon, I feel like. I said 5 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago, so you know I'm still on par with this time. We'll see how it works out in my favor. See if my crystal ball can come out. Either way, pause coming out. Again, not sure what's happening. Joshua Feck's quest is going to take a drink. Give me 1 moment. It's water, so don't worry. There we go. So, 2 random ones on both teams right now. On both top laners and junglers. Like I said, Jahuni going pretty much full defensive right now. Does have a chain vest and the Negatron cloak, assuming he's going to go into a Guardian Angels. I'm not really sure if that's the right item this time in the game. You usually get that Guardian Angels when death timers are such a huge factor. You get that in later game when death timers are more like 50 to 60 seconds, and you cannot afford to die so much. With it being still before 30 minutes, you can still afford a death. I mean, of course you don't want to, but a death isn't going to be game changing for it right now. And it looks like I'm actually getting word there's a keyboard change going on. For one of the team members. Thank you, Master Juice. Do want to give a shout out to him. I told him I would. I hope I pronounced your name right, dude. But yeah, Master Juice. He's been helping me out quite a bit. He does do the overlays for most of the things that I cast here for Esports High. Thank you, Master Juice. Either way, we're getting back into game. I told him I would give him a shout out. Like I said, I do hope I just called his name right. Either way. 5-man grouping. That was a Talisman Ascension being popped from Opops. Not really going to do too much there, so that was a little bit of engage down for Weak and Twerk. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, though. Blaster 828 choosing to back right now. And that might be pretty crucial. I don't think Final Boss and Company saw him back, so as far as they're concerned, it still looks like it's 5v5. Blaster 828 did go back and picked up another item, I believe. I think he finished the Last Whisper. I actually wasn't paying attention, but either way, as far as the itemization does go, it's Bloodthirster, Last Whisper, and the Phantom Dancer, and those are the big 3 items outside of the Infinity Edge for a Caitlyn. Is going to be doing quite a bit of damage, no matter who he hits at this point. And of course, on the opposite side of that, Takji does have the Triforce and Bloodthirster finish. Doesn't have the Last Whisper complete just yet. And actually doesn't have enough money for it yet. Only has about 1,000 gold in the bank for it. Triforce a little bit more money than the other items. Actually, the most expensive item in the game, I should say. But either way, like I said, a lot of vision control coming out from Final Boss and Company. As you can see, Weak and Twerk, really not much vision. They don't have very much vision on either side of the Baron Pit right now, and that is giving the advantage over to Final Boss and Company, as they're going to clump up in the top tri-bush, wait for somebody to come along like a small Brawly. Somebody checking around. They're just biding their time. Lin Sweeper does go down, and it looks like they're going to walk right into a mass here. With light Binding and Final Spark coming out, and everything being dropped onto Opops and Small Brawly. But Blaster 828 and Deanbot not being touched here. They actually dropped Jahuni pretty quickly. So that was not a very good engage from Final Boss and Company. They looked like they were going to be able to pick it up, but They used all of their abilities on the two tankiest members. Actually, Opop's not really too tanky, but Small Brawly pretty tanky. Oh, Feynman gonna slice into that good guy, ace in the hole. I do see Opop's backing right now, and there's a Lens Sweeper onto Deanbot. He should be going up onto that bush over there. There's a common place for a ward. It looks like the inhibitor gonna be coming back up for Weakened Twerk. So yeah, I mean, it was a good idea. It worked. It actually that bush clump tactic actually worked in favor of Weakened Twerk a few minutes before this. And Final Boss and Company decided to try it again with so much vision control. I mean, I can't really blame them. It looked like it was going to work out, but like I said, they used everything on the tankiest member, Small Brawly, and he was able just to get in there, absorb all the damage that Final Boss and Company could dish out, and then just dragging the scent right out. So that was actually very well played for Weakened Twerk. Actually, it did pick up a kill on a Jahuni out of that. So that's just wasting a little bit of time. And now the inhibitor is up for Weakened Twerk. That means the minions will not be pushing too fast into their base. Looks like we may see another little bush clump tactic here. There's no vision over here from Final Boss and Company. They're trying to get something here. Big Brawly coming out. Opop's going to engage on here as well. There's the Assault and Battery coming out onto Metal Chocobo, but he's on. He's out of all the damage. They're going to try to zone out. Final Spark not hitting anybody. Deanbot getting in there as well. Famine also. Blaster 828 hanging out on the back lines, trying to hit who he can. Jahuni does have the Guardian Angels after dying that last time. A lot spent for a lot of nothing on both sides here. Guardian Angel still up for Jahuni. Blinking health bars on Metal Chocobo and Takchi. So this is again at a standstill. This is both teams trying to get a little step ahead of the other one and just can't do it. Dragon is up right now. Blaster 828 Opops may be looking to go take that. And yeah, it looks like Blaster 828 gonna start it out here. Final Boss and Company does have vision onto him. So they need to take it a little bit faster in this. They're going to get pinched in if they're not careful. Yellow Paco does not have tippers up, but does have a stun up. And actually, Feynman picks up the Dragon. So that's a little bit of gold, global gold going over to Final Boss and Company. I think he just went over there and called and meeked it. That was with no smite on the side of on either side, really. Feynman showing he can just go up there, Q, and pick up a Dragon, no problem. Talisman Ascension being popped, trying to catch out Deanbot here. It's hard to catch out a Zed, though. He doesn't have Flash, but he has that Shadow. So that's Talisman Ascension down for Final Boss and Company. They're looking to siege onto this top lane turret, but there's quite a bit of wave clear coming out from Weakened Twerk between Deanbot and Small Brawly. Looks like yeah, the bot lane wave is pushing in favor of Final Boss and Company on the onto the inner bot lane turret of Weakened Twerk. Might have to send somebody down there, or they may just give it up. So I'm gonna switch over there, see how much health is on it. It's quite a bit of health, and actually it's probably safe. Let's not worry about that. And I think Weakened Twerk knowing that as well. Easy peasy, no worries. Opop's trying to get on the other side, but he actually gets caught. They had vision on him. Now he's getting taken quite low. Solar Flare is down, but before he dies, Yellow Paco getting taken down. So support for support right now. Paranoid coming out. That's going to blind the vision of Weakened Twerk. This is going to be enough. Double kill coming out from Big Brawly onto Metal Chocobo, and the health bars are falling on Final Boss and Company. There's a 2 for 3 right now. There's the Jahuni falling. Guardian Angels is procced. Feynman just making it out, but ace in the hole, gonna finish him off. That is an ace, a second ace of the game going over to Weakened Twerk, and that's gonna be a Baron being picked up by them at 35 minutes. Blaster 828 taking advantage of that Caitlyn long-range auto attack, and then just poke him over the wall, poke the Baron over the wall, and be safe. Not put himself in any harm's way. The team fight synergy from Weakened Twerk proving to be a little bit too much for Final Boss and Company. Baron is picked up. It's going to be on 4 members, I believe. Opop's actually no, 3 members. Opop's just a second off of that Baron. But they got Baron on Blaster 828, Big Brawly and Small Brawly, so that's still quite a bit. And they're just going to tank up this inner mid lane turret. I don't know if it's a good idea right now, though. Yeah, they're going to back off. Did quite a bit of damage to the inner lane turret, though. So they're going to regroup. siege up a little bit. 2,000 gold on Big Brawly right now, so he's going to be going back, probably looking to finish up that either at Spirit Visage or the Black Cleaver. Does have a Spectral Cows. Of course, that could also be a Banshee's Veil. Actually, Banshee's Veil makes more sense. But now he's going to go Spirit Visage. Never mind. So yeah, Spirit Visage being picked up by Big Brawly. So last time I haven't really looked at Deanbot's items yet. It's been a little bit chaotic. Haven't looked at it. So there's 2 Blade of the Ruin Kings on Weekend Twerk right now. You have small Brawly rather, who you usually get a Blade of the Ruin King on a Shyvana. A lot of single target damage coming out from Shyvana. Blade of the Ruin King just enhances that so much. You get the a lot of damage from a Shyvana typically. Is the I like how I talk about. I'm gonna talk about Blade of the. I'm gonna talk about Zed's build, Deanbot's build, but then I go on small Brawly. Either way, Blade of the Ruin King, a lot of magic damage coming out from Shyvana, but the Blade of the Ruin King adds a lot of physical damage as well. Not to mention its health percentage, or percent health, I should say. And of course, on the opposite side of that, you have Deanbot also having that Blade of the Ruin King, but also has Yumu's. Been seeing a lot of Yumu pickups on Zeds as they are able to pop that, get in and out very quickly whenever they ult. Not to mention, also good for split pushing. And he also has a Brutalizer as well. Has a lot of armor penetration. Not going for the Blast Whisperer, but has two Brutalizer-esque builds right now between the Yumu, so he does use Brutalizer. And the other one being the Black Cleaver, so we will be finishing the Black Cleaver as well. Also, very important, Quicksilver Sash. And of course, the offensive item for that, Mercurial Scimitar. So he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be locked down too much by whatever is thrown at him by Final Boston Company. Either way, inner mid lane turret being sieged on. Blaster 828 staying in a safe position. Going to be able to get that turret down to half health right now. So it looks like Blaster 828 does have another BF sword. Probably more than likely going into the either it could be a Mercurial Scimitar, as he does have a Negatron Cloak, which is used to build this Quicksilver Sash. Of course, also could be building into that Infinity Edge. Both items are very viable right now with the kind of comp they're going against. Of course, Infinity Edge always good on a Caitlyn, but Mercurial Scimitar, not a bad pickup either. It looks like his turret finally is going to go down with this wave push here. There's Talisman Ascension being popped. There's Solar Flare only going to land on 2 people. Slow Mark, but Xenoblade going to get in along with Dragon's Ascent. Yellow Paco getting taken out pretty low, and he's going to be the first to go down to Big Brawly. This is a full-on turret dive, and actually Deanbot able to Deathmark Tokje. Jahudi not lasting either. Metal Chocobo not lasting either. That was I actually didn't catch on Metal Chocobo die, but Famine, he's going to go down as well. Triple kill for Deanbot. Nobody on Weekend Twerk died, and that's more than likely going to be game. 3rd ace of the game at 39 minutes. That is top lane inhibitor going down. Death timers are over 30 seconds for everyone except for Yellow Paco, and he's not going to be enough to stop this siege. Next turret's going down. Weekend Twerk taking game number 1 in this best of 3 against Final Boston Company in the Esports High Spring Grand Finals, LOL Spring Tournament Grand Finals. Congratulations to them. Again, my name is Joshua Feka's Quest. We're going to go to a break, get game number 2 set up, and yeah, thanks for watching. Be back in just a moment.